Hello, viewers and friends. I'm Marcel. I'm back with The Pulse. Today I'm going to share some responses with you from my previous video. If you haven't watched that yet and you'd like to catch that to get some context here, it's about some private results, or very personal results that occurred from taking NMN, which I've taken for about 30 months now, nonstop. After taking the fake NMN for 7 months that I've talked about before, getting on real NMN and having all these great results. So other people who watch the channel are also getting results. A lot of these are very positive, I have to say, that I'm going to share with you, but I've had less negative comments recently. Now, I think that has to do with the algorithm tightening up my audience and limiting it. I'm going to cover what is causing that, what we found out is causing that, which is an FDA directive. It's behind the scenes moves that they've been making to limit the exposure of NMN and the selling of NMN. It's pretty awful what's gone on. They've denied it, but we have the smoking gun, and I'm not going to get into the too many details about who sourced this information, but I can tell you it's very good information. But I'm going to share more about that very soon and get into that in another video. Bottom line is, yes, we've had a shrinking audience. Last month, I only had 35,000 viewers. Now, I only posted 2-3 videos because, I'd mentioned it was the holiday season. I was spending a lot of time with family, but I was also a bit disenfranchised with the whole concept of making YouTube videos after being up to 300,000 views last April with about 8 or 9 videos posted. So this month, I've decided to take the opposite approach and just post as much content as I can. Plus, I'm feeling very energized going into the new year, so it's pretty fun. I got a lot of ideas. I have a whole list of different video ideas to share with you. I think we're on target to break 100,000 again this month. So reaching this core audience, you guys are watching it over and over. So I thought it would be a great time to stop and say, hey, what are you guys saying? Let's kind of invite more commentary, both good and bad. We love hearing your honest anecdotes here. You're helping people, and that's really what a lot of this has been all about. The first comment comes from a he or a she. I can't decipher it from their name here. The first month of taking NMN, the skin of my gums has completely molted like a reptile, no bleeding since. Now, I had mentioned in my previous video that I stopped having bleeding gums. Many people commented on the bleeding gums and said, I didn't even realize it, but you're right. Since I'm taking NMN, my gums stopped bleeding. This is really awesome. And again, this in and of itself, just for gum and dental health, it seems to make it worthwhile in and of itself, plus all the other benefits. Now, the next thing they mention here is my general physical condition has improved enormously since then. I fall asleep better, and I've finally stopped waking up around 3 in the morning. Now, the general health aspect is one big reason I'm so intent on defending NMN as a supplement and not just making it an exclusive drug as the FDA is trying to do, because people are experiencing general health benefits, as you would think from a healthy dietary supplement like an NMN. This person said, I started 9 months ago with 500 milligrams and then gradually increased to 2 grams a day. They go on to say my 8-year-old dog started last December with 500 milligrams a day. Excellent results. The effects of its arthritis has started to disappear. His walking has come back to normal, all thanks to your channel. Keep going and doing what you do best. Well, thank you for this comment, and I'm so happy for you and your dog. Matter of fact, a lot of people mention dogs, and apparently, even just giving them NMN, and then one person said, I gave my dog NMN, and TMG, I believe, was the other one. And then, like months later, they were doing really well. Their coat was improving. Their health was improving. They were more active. This was a 12-year-old dog, which is just amazing. The one mentioned here was 8 years. So older dogs, which are on decline, that managed decline, animals have it too. They just have it obviously much sooner. And they're reviving themselves. Imagine how great this is, not only for the dog, but for the owners to get their dogs back the way they remember them best. It's awesome. The other thing I wanted to respond here to is the gradual increasing of NMN, something I do recommend. Obviously, this viewer is well-versed, well-informed. Also, it helps you find that sweet spot. Now, they settled on 2 grams. I tried 2 grams and settled back to 1.5 grams. But if I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, I will go to 2 grams temporarily until I'm feeling better again. So just a tip there. Next comment is, I've been taking an NMN when I wake up and TMG in the evenings. Most people do say take them together, but you have to find what works for you. This person doesn't take them together since August of last year. I've definitely noticed the difference with my hair darkening and looking a little thicker. These were things that I've had. These are things that people have commented on that have watched this channel from the beginning. And again, these sentiments are getting echoed by multiple viewers out there. I had gotten so used to feeling bad. NMN gives you a power burst when you first start taking it, then it evens out to a sustained feeling of well-being. Well, there's that general well-being again. I stumbled across NMN actually after researching NAC, which I also take, and I'm working on a video for that, by the way, which is also amazing and a must-have in your stack definitely for boosting your immune system. NAC definitely worth thinking about. There's a couple drawbacks to NAC that you need to kind of manage, and I'm going to be posting about that soon. So their must-haves are NMN, TMG, NAC, glycine, taurine, vitamin D, and vitamin K2. They mention, I don't know what natto is, sorry, and collagen supplement. So collagen, I take that as well. Highly recommend collagen. Also a great multivitamin. But NMN has made the greatest difference. So this is something that I've also experienced. I can attest to the gout thing. NMN does help you get rid of it. If you want to feel good and age gracefully, self-care is the ticket. I joke and say up until hopefully the 120 year mark for the Bible he's talking about. And this person says, be blessed and keep loving yourself. Thank you, Darrett38. Yes, take care of yourself. That's really what this boils down to. Again, trying to defend the supplement supply for people, but also, hey, encourage people to take their health matters in their own hands. You can make changes to your life. Another thing that I do notice is many posters were commenting on, yes, NMN helped me a lot, but I added other supplements to my stack and did even better. So be on the lookout for other things that may be able to help you even more, because a lot of people are reporting these things. Now, Terry Page has a great post. Hi, Marcel. I've been following your channel more or less since you started. Thanks for all your valuable insights. A little side note here. A lot of people commented that they started taking NMN after watching this channel. Again, this is why I do this. This is why I talk about it. But a shout out to Do Not Age, because the bulk of my audience is taking Do Not Age supplements. A lot of people do ask from time to time about other supplements or other supplement brands. I don't take other brands. I'm happy with the brand I take. They do help also in turn support this channel. So if you use my code ThePulse there, they support my efforts. They have a wide variety of supplements, but I know there are other things that you may add to that they don't yet have or don't have. But certainly you want to maybe research and do some experimenting, because a lot of people with the greatest amount of results are taking more than just one or two things. And that's just something to keep in mind. Now, this person is 82. They've been taking NMN and TMG for a couple years now. The two immediate effects were loss of weight. They lost 6 kilograms, plus an increase in overall energy. I think this person knows what their normal weight is by the time they're reaching 80 years old. So to lose 6 kilograms, something you're going to notice. What is interesting that it was immediate, so that they lost weight pretty quickly, it sounds like, and maybe leveled off. I'm just kind of guessing here. So Terry would have to elaborate on that part of it, because you do say, Terry, immediate effects being weight loss. That's interesting. How quick was that? And did you kind of settle down after a while? Maybe it got rid of some of that inflammatory weight that we all carry when our diets aren't so great. So NMN seems to clear that up. It certainly did for me. Terry had an increase in overall energy, and I can now easily walk 15 miles or more each day. My wife says my complexion has improved as well, but I still look like a pensioner in my mirror. Sadly, it didn't help with my hypertension or poor sleep, but I do take magnesium glycinate, which helps for sleep, also improving mood and lowering anxiety. I've never really exercised apart from walking, but I do find I can walk a lot more recently without tiring. I have always had a lot of hair, but recently it has darkened. This is crazy for an 82-year-old. And all the silver gray areas have gone. Amazing. It turned yellowish some months ago and then brown more recently. I can hardly believe this. This is so amazing. Even with my own hair darkening, I mean, I'll be 60 this year, but to see someone having this results in their 80s is truly a remarkable thing. They go on to say they checked the hair in the private areas, the pubic hair situation. But yes, also thicker and darker. My gosh, sorry for the TMI, guys. My lifestyle has not changed much. I have been fasting in various ways for over 30 years and eat reasonably healthy, avoiding processed foods, drink alcohol a little, but less and less lately. Good for you. The bleeding gums stopped completely, as you mentioned. Hemorrhoids I never suffered from. Overall, I feel my health has reverted to what it was some 20 odd years ago. Thanks again for all your insights and the work you do to keep NMN on the market and affordable as a food supplement. My 2 daughters and their husbands are on NMN and TMG as well. My youngest daughter and her husband also benefit from having no hangovers after the occasional wild drinking weekend, thanks to TMG. So yes, I have heard that people can manage their hangovers better, but I don't recommend over drinking by any stretch of the imagination. But good for you and your family, Terry. Wonderful news. This is in response to my last video again, where I talk about some things that I was a little reluctant but felt obligated to share with you, some personal, very personal results that I'd noticed after taking NMN. They say it's not embarrassing at all. Thank you for opening up, coming here to explain any symptoms you had that cleared up. I run and noticed that I was struggling with running very far and my tendons in my feet were hurting severely almost every time I ran. My diet has been always super clean and super healthy, and don't eat crap junk food. Now after taking NMN, TMG, resveratrol, Glynac, quercetin, DIM, parsley extract for 4 months, I am shocked how far I can run without realizing, hey, I'm way past where I ran before. My tendons in my knees stopped hurting. And this is an amazing thing when you stop getting these pains and you can keep going. I have had the same thing as I've talked about. I trim my hair everywhere, but not in the private areas, which is ever gray. Even my memory has improved enough to feel guilty about some of the things I did as a kid, never thought of before. Gosh, the mental, psychological impacts, the memory impact, the memories that come back so vividly from my own childhood and teenage years has also been an undertold, remarkable aspect of taking NMN. Not to mention my own dreams have become more vivid and colorful like they were when I was young. Whether we dream in black and white, I don't know, but they seem more vivid. They seem more real, more immersive, the dreams I'm having, by the way. But yes, his memory is taking him back to when he was a childhood. It's too bad that you're feeling guilty of some things. Maybe it brings you back to a time you need to fix a few mistakes. That's interesting. One important thing is when you get on this stuff, things may hurt more temporarily as your body repairs them, which I mistook as something was wrong. But no, repairing sometimes hurts more temporarily and then went completely away. That's really interesting that this person had some discomfort when they first started taking it. I got a cold the first time I started taking it for like 8 days, a very minor one, and I sort of hammered through that and felt a lot better over time. So I'm going to get onto some other comments and squeeze a few more in here while we still have time here. But yes, I do think the longer you take these supplements, the better off, the more results you're going to notice over the long term. Interesting, your comments about gout. I had what I called crinkly toes, felt like crackling cardboard as I walked. Eventually became painful in my big toes, that's what I had, and the sole of my feet as well, as if it was loose when swimming. Interesting. Several diagnoses of gout or diabetes, but I did not have either. This lasted and got worse over the 5 years up to taking NMN just over a year ago. 10 days after they started taking NMN, it was virtually gone. Amazing. And now 13 months later, I'm forgetting something that bothered me every day for a long time. So very, very cool stuff. More anecdotes there. I'll get to another comment here. I confirmed the bloody gums are gone, but I didn't think about it until your video. This is a 41-year-old. They take NMN with water. Hair got a little better. Skin got noticeably better. Big respect for the honesty. I'm 1 month in at 500 milligrams a day at 41. Probably about right for 41. They also take a few other things and fast 16 hours a day, which I do also. Noticeable energy increase and focus from the NMN this past month. And you personally are responsible for this improvement. I am so happy for you. W82866. Love it when people hide their names. But thank you, Marcel, and keep up the good fight. I plan to, guys. You are the reason I do this. I'm so happy to hear your results. Please keep sharing them. And it was fun to read them here out loud and sort of respond to some of these points or accentuate some of these points that were made. All of these things I can relate to. All of these things are comparable to what other people have commented over the past 2.5 years, and I hope to keep seeing you guys more and more. Thanks for watching.